Okay, is that the... Okay, yeah, we're live. Damn. Oh, it's been a minute. Alright. So, let me see here. Let me get my screen looking the way that it needs to look. Alright. Now, this is the first stream that's happened on this channel in a long time. I want to, for anyone who decides to watch the VOD, because I'm going to be leaving the VOD up, just break down real quick what we're going to be doing. Yes, I am back. In an attempt to stream a bit more consistently on this channel, but I need to break down exactly how it's going to be going. Again, when people filter into the stream, if people filter into the stream because it's been such a long time, I'll explain again and whatnot. But yeah, I'm back. The name of the channel has changed. It is now the Summoners Nexus TCG for a couple of reasons, but that's largely what's going to be happening on this channel with my new schedule. We'll get into it. Yo, Duelist, Jojo, Fear, Set. Yo, it's good to see you guys. It's been a minute. It's been a minute and a half. I hope you guys have been good. I hope you guys have been all right. Happy New Year to the friends. Happy New Year's to the fam, right? Ace, how you doing, bro? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It really has. Yo, Leo, how you doing, bro? What's good? It's been a minute. It has. No more Yu-Gi-Oh! Not on this channel for a while. So I want to break down and explain. Well, you guys know where I've been because I did that update video. You guys know I've been teaching. And then some people have messaged on Discord. I haven't been on Discord since I got back to the UK. I traveled for my cousin's wedding. And excuse me. And we were developing. We went very in-depth on development for the Summoners Nexus TCG. I'm actually really excited with where it's at. It has cost, I don't even want to get into it, but it has been worth it. I'm really excited with all the developments and things coming up. So that's why I've made this channel. Some guides are going to be coming out soon about the game on this channel because we've got people on sort of like, not an advertising group, but basically people who are just going to help us like get people ready for the game. It's a whole thing. I'll get into it, right? I'm doing great, my friend. I hope you're doing great too. Right, so yeah, like I was saying, so this channel isn't going to be dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, just primarily because I have not been playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't been enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's not to say I haven't tried. Sorry, I have a bit of a cough. I apologize for that. My throat's it's a bit scratchy, but then things keep on coming up in life where it's like, okay, delay it a little bit more. Like I was hoping to start streaming yesterday and then last week towards the end, and I was like, okay, push it back because this came up and that came up, but things are always going to come up, so I'm just gonna go for it, right? Still pretty excited about the weapon archetype. And okay, the art for that one isn't done, but so much art is done. I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's beautiful, right? But yeah, no, I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I have not picked up, well, I've logged on. Like, I still have Master Duel on my phone. I still have Master Duel on my PC. I played on my phone a couple times, and because they demote you all the way back to bronze, the games take like so long to get through. So I'm not even playing against what a top tier deck would be. So the games go really slow. It's really boring. And then by the time I get to a high rank, from what I've heard, the meta isn't great right now anyway. It's just taking too long. Same, well, not exactly the same with Duel Links. I started playing that again pretty consistently. I was playing Salamangreats. When Salamangreats were tier 1 or tier 0, I had that deck. But I never got into it to a level where it was like, let me make content for this. It was more just like, okay, I'm a little bored, I'll flip that on. If anything, I've been playing a lot more Marvels. I was literally playing Marvel Snap before I went live. But I know that's not what most people on the channel subscribe for, so I'm not going to force you guys. I'm not going to force feed that kind of content, especially because I'm not as passionate about it as Yu-Gi-Oh, and I don't really have time to add that to my plate anyway, so put that to the side for now. We'll see about later, but that's why there's no more Yu-Gi-Oh on the channel. I haven't been playing, not really been enjoying it, because this isn't my full-time job anymore. Like, I could tough it out and still have that banter and still have it be fun, but this isn't my full-time job anymore, so why devote so much time to something that I don't enjoy, right? But yeah, careful on what you show. Don't worry, a lot of it has been locked down to a safe degree, so I'm not as worried as I was before. That's part of what I was getting sorted out. Konami messed up my Duel Links account and Master Duel still isn't working. That I can see why you haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. That's tough. That is tough, bro. PC game or physical card game? It's going to be a mobile game. It's going to be a mobile card game eventually on the PC. Was initially going to go physical, but I've decided to stick with the mobile route, right? Firewall Dragon going, but yeah, I've been keeping up with Duel Links updates. I still follow DLE. I think is the only channel that I still follow that posts like Duel Links updates. I know Watt is switched to Valorant. I think Galaxy might be coming back soon. But yeah, I think a lot of people have stopped with the card game. Hear me out. How about some Genshin and Chill? I have not. I deleted Genshin Impact last year. I play Genshin in phases, right? I play for a while, get really into it, like it's my cycle, and then I just stop. I don't know when I'm gonna play again, but I haven't had Genshin since about I would say early December. Late November, early December. I'm not even 100% sure, but I haven't played Genshin in a minute, right? Yo, Protagonist, how you doing, bro? What's good? What's good? What's good? Just create Konami account. True, you can't just make a new one, but then you lose all your progress. If you spent any money, that's gone too. It's tough. I played Master Duel once again, and the new meta was murdered. Oh, you were murdered in the. That's not great. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that for the time being. For the time being, I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna stay where I am. Genshin isn't a game, it's a job. Facts. Like when you get into it, the grind is intense. The grind is really, really intense. And like, so I get super into Genshin. I love it. I'm into it. And then I look at myself. I'm like, I'm spending so much time on this game, but what's the actual benefit? Obviously, like games are just supposed to be for fun, but I'm a very like cost benefit person. So I'll let myself get into it, then pull myself back out, then let myself get into it, and so on and so forth. But that's besides the point. Sky Striker got new cards today. Is it? Hold on. I ain't hear about that because I heard something about Kagari being set to limit 2, and that was actually what made me like I was like, okay, yeah, Sky Strikers, right? Kagari's being put to 2 is gonna be fun. But in actually playing on the ladder, I think if my account was like, what are the ranks? If my account was like Diamond, or is Diamond the highest rank? If my account was like low Diamond or high Platinum, maybe I'd enjoy the gameplay with Sky Striker. Let me check this out real quick. It'll take like 5 seconds. Because yeah, like I said, I still have it on my phone. I carry it with me every now and then. I check it out, right? I think I logged on like a week ago, maybe, right? Widow Anchor is free, Kagari 2, and they got some mad good support. So here's the thing, it's tempting, but the only thing that I think would actually like get me into it is it's just long. It's just long. It's just long to get all the way up there, man. Like because again, even if I play with the new support, it's going to be against people in bronze rank, and that's so tedious. Like playing on the ladder is just so long. The only thing I really know about Genshin is some guy called Child. Child is a vibe. Child is a vibe because he's being compared to Shiryu Emiya, one of my favorite characters in fiction. I don't know who that is. Right? Yo, Abraham, how you doing, bro? Sorry, my voice keeps cracking. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm alright, right? How's teaching going? It's been a vibe. Well, actually, today was stressful. I got out of school. Today was like a full-on thing. They've effectively made me like I'm not supposed to be like a full-on teacher, but that's what they've turned me into. So I am now. Like my role was supposed to be, I'm an intervention specialist, where it's like, okay, you identify. You basically cut a class in half and take half of the classroom and work with them instead of like, because either they have like SEND difficulties or like any mental health problems or what's it called, any disabilities or anything like that, and you work with the kids or the kids who are just struggling in general. And so I get half the class, but now they've just been like, hey, here's a full class. And so here I am. Right, yo, Saul, how are you, bro? It has been a minute. It has been a long time. I hope you've been good. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, lots of shiny things. I hope you've been good. How's work been? I know things were in a weird place for you before. I hope things are in a bit more like stable state of being. How do I've forgotten how to. Oh, the Sky Striker support. They literally have like a thing about it. I don't know if you can see this, right? There's literally a thing about it. Ooh, okay. I do want to read at least what the cards do. How do you see what the cards do? Wait, hold on, stop. I forgot how annoying this could be. Okay, so Sky Striker mobilize linkage. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, standard. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Sky Striker Ace. Okay, that's fine. Send one other card you control to the graveyard, and special summon one Sky Striker Ace from the extra deck to... Okay, no, this is cool, but it only summons to the extra monster zone. And if you have at least one light and one dark Sky Striker on the field, and and or in the graveyard. This one also gains 1,000 attack. A quick play spell. That's basically a quick play spell Ray. And if that's at 3, that's actually insane. That's actually really, really good. That's really, really good. These other cards, so it looks like Mathmex are also in this, and I don't care about them. But for Sky Strikers, they're eating. They're eating, and they're eating good, and I'm happy about that, right? Again, my account is in bronze. That is so, that was actually very juicy. It is so tempting to hop on and play Sky Strikers, but then I remember, hey, I'm going to be playing in bronze, and I have to climb all, like, you know when before, where if you won like 5 games in a row, they would just promote you to the next rank? I wish they would bring that back, because it makes returning players have a much easier time. It's too tedious. It's too tedious, right? I've been good. I switched to collection, so I'm in a better place work-wise. That's good. That's really, I'm happy for you, because you were stressed as hell. You were stressed. So I'm glad that it's just a more feasible environment for you. Yes, Sky Strikers eating good. That's the most tempting piece of Yu-Gi-Oh content or whatever that's made me want to play in a long time. Linkage is not once per turn. That's hot. I can damn. Although because it only summons to the extra monster zone, it's not a hard once per turn, but it might as well be, right? Because I don't know if the arrows will count to allow you, like, I don't know if link arrows will count because it specifies the extra monster zone. So I don't know if link arrows will count to let you summon to the arrows. But yeah, the mechanic of the new game is going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Inspired or Magic, because most games always go the Magic side, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the only one on the market with this mechanic, which it depends on which mechanic you mean, because the game that I'm working on has a lot of different mechanics. Case in point, let's actually talk about the game a little bit. Linkage is really good. Lets you link someone with no monster on the field, and you can turn one striker into another one, basically giving Ray's effect. Oh, right, because of course you send a card to the graveyard, so you send your card in the extra zone to the graveyard. No, that's amazing. That's probably the best card they've gotten in a long, long time. That's amazing. All right, Ferris. Now, Nexus. What I want to talk about, because this channel moving forward, let me explain what the schedule is going to be like, because I'm getting back into things in a more consistent basis. It's not a New Year's resolution, because I think those are dumb. This is just something I've been planning on doing for a while, but my flexibility I haven't been in a place to until literally yesterday, because I had a talk with the lead developer for Nexus yesterday. We ironed out exactly what the development roadmap looks like right now, and with the new roadmap, we've gotten to the point of development where it's like my hands are off, right? I'm no longer like managing every little detail. I'm still managing, like, okay, change this in the UI, update this, the rules need to look like this, and at a point they're going to need to work with me and maybe another tester to understand the game better. But I'm in a solid place right now, so that's why I'm like, I've actually got more time. Is the card is the resource not using mana system? There is a life point system, and you summon cards using your life points, if that's what you mean. Reaper, I've been good, friend. How have you been? It's been a minute. So what I'll do, because I don't actually have, oops, I'm making a call that I didn't mean to make. Let me turn that off. Now, so I only have a mobile build of the game right now. I don't have a PC ready build of the game, so I can't show you all the intricacies of it. But what I can do is open it up like this. You can see it's being made in Unity. This page is going to be changed. Our artist is working on like the cover art for the game. It loads up. I'm already signed in. They've set it up so that you can sign in using your Google account. You can sign in using an Apple ID, and make like an actual player account. And then it's inspired a bit by what's it called? It's been inspired a bit by actually a couple of other games in terms of UI, like Marvel Snap and a few other things, because that's what I've been on recently. So you've got the main menu, you swipe between it, you play over here the story mode, you've got, oh, I'm getting a call back. Hi, sweetie, sorry, I called by accident. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye. Okay, so, where was I? Now, we move around here. Let's see here. Yeah, where was it? Yeah. So you can move between on the home menu. That's all good. There's a guild page. The guild page is going to be fleshed out. This is very basic. So is the news page. We're going to flesh all of this out. One thing that I am relatively proud of is the deck editor. It still needs a lot of work, but you can see some of the cards are already like actually in the game. And so that's sorted out. There's a shop over here. where you can see what cards you want to buy. The actual like currency system still needs to be worked out, so that's something that's going to be worked on in a later milestone, but you get the general vibe of what it is and what it's going to be. So this is where most of my time has gone in, well, recent times, right? So yeah, I didn't actually show you one of the cards in the game. We've got there's a template game board. It's, again, a lot of things are still like, this is not going to be ready anytime soon, right? This is a template of the game board that we're going to use. Things are going to be edited, but for example, you can click on a card, you get the expanded card art out here. Right? And it shows up in the game. You've got some little UI elements moving around there, right? So still a ways away, still a lot to come, but that's where development is right now. So with between that, teaching and writing, that's been basically all my time, and travel, because I traveled for my cousin's wedding. So yeah, that's it. Is it really similar to Yu-Gi-Oh? No. Well, it's got, how do I put it? Some similarities, because obviously I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player, so like some complexities will be similar. Like, for example, our version of Chain Links is similar to how Yu-Gi-Oh works, but we also have unique mechanics. Like, there's this thing called the Chain of Momentum. But don't worry, if you've got questions about the game, another thing I wanted to update you about is the fact that we have a number of guides coming out between, I think the first one comes out this month, and by the time the guide series is done, I think it's a series of 12 relatively short videos that explain everything about the game. Because now that I've actually like locked down a few more of the elements in terms of like, okay, IP and whatnot, I'm in a position where I can publicize the ideas, right? So anyone who wants to understand how to play the game can, because I want to start building just like a bit of a community around it, because it's already playable in Tabletop Simulator, but when the actual game comes out, you want to have people who are ready to eat, right? One day I'll have the skills leveled up to make higher quality stuff like that. It'll 100% come. It'll 100% come with time. If I'm honest, there have been times where I've missed you on the development team, because it's like you have a team of 6 to 7 people who will take like a week to do something, and I'm like, me and Seluxus would have banged that out in one night, right? But then obviously there are the things that they have some knowledge about, where it's just like, okay, yeah, this is why I pay you, and it's a whole thing, right? Card layout looks neat. Thank you. The cards were actually designed by myself and one other, what's it called? The designer. Did I forget the word for designer? But yeah, so that's the thing. Beta test when? It won't be for a while. The beta test won't be for a while because the game isn't playable yet, right? Within the next 20 days, what we're working on is getting battle mechanics in, getting the UI cleaned up where like, okay, you click a card, because right now you can click a card and see the image, but we want it to be where you click a card and then push the information button for that card, and you can see the card's subset, you can see its ability names, you can see its rank, you can see all of the information on it, right? So cleaning up the UI in that way. Integrating like the actual rules of the game into it, so like, okay, the different phases of the game and whatnot, and like having the game understand it. Then next month or the month after that, we're going to start putting like the actual card effects into the game. It's a whole thing, right? But yeah, so that's it effectively, right? Jack, it's been a minute. How have you been? I keep on saying that, I feel like it just rolls off the tongue. Yeah, I'm out here, bro. It's good to see you. So you got your copyrights down pat? Not exactly. So in the UK, how it works for something like a card game is a bit different, but I've gone down the necessary legal avenues, is what I'll say, to make sure that my specific idea can't be infringed upon. And even if it were to be, there's no one who can stop me from doing what I'm trying to do, right? So it's like a rip-off Yu-Gi-Oh! Nah, I'm joking. I mean, that's not a good joke. That's not a good joke, but fair enough. Sounds really fun. I'm so excited for you. Thank you. I know you're playing around. It's fine, right? I'm trying to think, because in reality, if anything, I'd say the game is, I don't want to say it's like Marvel Snap, because the idea for the game came before Marvel Snap. But for example, players don't take turns, right? Like, we don't play at the same, it's not turn 1, turn 2, there's no coin toss. We play at the same time. So you and I are going head to head at the exact same time, making decisions, trying to counter each other. There's 6 turns, which I think is I think Marvel Snap is also 6 turns. That was just a coincidence, because we came up with the 6-turn rule like months before Marvel Snap even came out. That just kind of happened. You changed your name? Is that why I haven't seen you? I thought you left YouTube or something. No, I have been away. I've changed my name now. One, because I'm dedicating this channel to the Summoners Nexus TCG, but also because now that I'm teaching, for the most part, my content was family friendly. I think towards the end of the Yu-Gi-Oh run, I became a bit more comfortable with, like, for example, swearing, because I swear in everyday life, it just kind of happens. But the likelihood of one of my students coming across my content sort of just skyrockets with my name being the same as my channel name, because they call me Mr. Solomon. So that was another reason I thought, you know what, might as well change it. With streams, it's different because when you end the stream, hey, who's gonna find you? But with a video, because that's on there permanently, it's like, okay, let's hold on, pause for a second. But yeah, that's it. So, how many archetypes does the game have right now? Archetypes, in total, archetypes that have been thought of, about, it's gotta be 150 by now. Not all of them have all of their effects sorted out, mind you. But, like, where's my sticky notes? Like, I've just been making new things. Where's my... is it here? Is it here or in my other bag? I've just been making... No, it's not this. This is something else. This is story related. Damn it, I don't know where it is. But basically, it's... Oh, here some of them are, right? Just like I will be out and about at work, and every page of this is a new archetype that I've come up with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's that stack. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's this stack. 23, 24. This one is only 2. And you get what I mean. There's just stacks of sticky notes where I've been writing things in my free time. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more. Kind of like in Across the Way. Kind of, actually. Yeah, kind of. Funny enough, the weapon archetypes rank is pretty similar to Vanguard's riding mechanic. Vibing. Yeah, I'm a teacher. Ripshock, yes, I am. I'm back. It's good to see you. Better question is, how many archetypes are finished? Let me check. The archetypes will be on this page. Let me just share my screen so that you can actually see what's happening. It should be Google Chrome, properties. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is the doc where I put the avatars that are ready for the current build of the game. Out of memory, you lie. What is this? Refresh. Nope, this is the guide. So these are the scripts for the guides that are coming out. What I'm looking for is this. Okay, yeah, so on this doc, I keep the information for most of the game. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's new support. 22, 23. That's new support. 24. 25, 26, 27, I think the rest is new support. 28, that's finished. 28, new support. I don't think that's finished. 29. Yeah, so there's about 29 subsets that are finished right now. About 29, and cards that are ready to be put into the game. There's 71 monsters ready to be put into the game. 36 magic cards that are ready to be put in the game. So that's where things are right now, right? But yeah, yo, Frost, how you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm back out here. So, what did I want to do? So, actually, a big part of what I'm doing. So, what this channel is going to be dedicated to is updates on the game, what's going on with it, rules, streams of me working on the game in various ways. Not the most high, fast-paced, entertaining content until the game is actually closer to being done, where you can actually see battles happening in the app. For now, it's just going to be in Tabletop Simulator. But for those who are interested in more just the gameplay, fun content, I plan to start streaming on Twitch again, right? I sat down, I took a look, I took a step back, and I'm like, okay, hold on. I do not have the time to make gaming videos right now. It's just not something I can manage, right? Can't make gaming videos, but I still enjoy gaming content. So therefore, let me what's it called? Let me restructure. I feel like it is a good use of time to make videos regarding the game, because the game is the most important thing that I'm working on. So have a channel dedicated to the game that sometimes puts out videos on the game, stream some game development, and then use my Twitch account, because I stopped using Twitch for the most part for just the fun stuff that I feel like doing. If I feel like playing some Marvel Snap, I'll play over there. If I feel like playing some Yu-Gi-Oh, I'll play over there. If I feel like playing a Spider-Man playthrough or whatever game I feel like playing, I'll play it over there. So if you're here for just the banter and the fun content and whatnot, the best place to follow me is on Twitch. That's why my Twitch is still called Saul Plays Anime. So if you want that content, I'll make a channel post here about it as well. That's going to be on Twitch. Meanwhile, this is going to be over here. I'm still deciding on a schedule that works with work, but I know that I should be able to stream at least 3 to 4 times a week. It just depends on what I'm streaming on what days. Right, so for example, like on a Monday, I should be able to start a stream at 6 on a Tuesday. Same thing. So 6 to 6:30 is when I'm gonna be able to start streams. Now that I've got my full schedule like down pat, and it's just deciding, okay, what days are going to be fun gameplay, what days are going to be Twitch, what days are going to be working on the game. I think maybe 2 days dedicated to streaming the game and working on that, if even that, depending on where we are in development, and the rest goes over to on Twitch. Yo, Ripshot, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that, bro. Right? Yo, New Year's was a vibe. It was a vibe. I hope you had a good New Year's too. Happy New Year. Right? Dino Chief, same to you. Happy New Year, bro. So what happened with the story you're writing? Okay, yes, another update that's very nice. Yo, Aki, thank you very, very much. So all enjoys gaming content, so when you're gonna let me play with that hair, get out. Get out. Nah. So you got the in-game tutorial in the workshop? Yes, very much so. So the first of the tutorials should be out. Like I can, the members of staff who have recorded, I can play some of it even. It's not a video yet. The video still needs to be like properly made. But like, you can actually hear it. Let me pause this and play this. It's gonna be quiet, but you'll get a vibe for what it's about. Not this. Is it the navigation or reading a game card? I think he did reading a game card. Let me turn up the volume.
The game card, which is viewable in the inventory and can be placed on the field to interact with
the game. Is that too loud?
And the identification or ID card, which players will have access to by tapping the card in question for more information. Summoner's Nexus will be a digital card.
So that's going to be a whole thing. I think in total it's 5 minutes, that one is, right? So that's the kind of vibe that we're going for. It's going to be like a full-on tutorial series that comes out little by little. And by the time it's done, everyone who watches it will have a base understanding of how to play the game. Right? It's gonna be just that, and you're good to go. Where is what I was playing before? Put this over here. Music, background music, casual. Again, sorry about the cough. It's just, I was like, okay, you know what? Just do it anyway. I feel like people will understand the concept of sickness, right? I love a Summoner's Nexus workshop in TTS, by the way. I don't know if we're gonna do it like fully in TTS, but potentially. But yeah, exactly. So there's a workshop. Just yo, Storm Raven, be you back? Got me Shookathon guy. Yo, thank you for the membership, bros, guy. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're back. So it's gonna be more. Well, again, this channel, like I've been saying, is gonna be dedicated to Nexus, because up until now, Twitch has been dedicated to Nexus, and the channel has been dormant. Because the channel is bigger, the channel will be dedicated to Nexus. Twitch will be dedicated to gaming content, and I'm gonna be trying to get like 1 to 2 hour streams multiple times a week. I'm thinking, because I know when I finish Mondays, I'm back in the gym, so I have to factor that in, of course. Progress being made, but still not exactly where we want to be. So there's the teaching, there's a gym, there's the writing, there's the game development, but it's all gonna come together hopefully in a neat package in the coming weeks, and so we'll get a consistent schedule we can be used to again, right? But I'm taking things slowly. I'm going at my own pace, but I appreciate you for being here, bro. Thank you. Right? When's all playing GTA for that Christmas update if it's still there? Is there a Christmas update for GTA? I deleted GTA a while back on my PS4. No real reason behind it. I just needed space for other things. So yeah, another thing that I actually wanted to run by you. This is a free-to-play game? Or is it too early for monetization models? No, it's going to be free to play. It's going to be free to download. Obviously, there's going to be paid content and like a currency that you can pay for and whatnot. But I'm going to try my best. Not even try my best. I don't want to create a predatory game model. But then in actually getting into game design, it's so difficult to come up with something that walks that line. So I come up with a strategy and I'm like, oh yeah, this is perfect. This is going to be easy monetization, right? Everyone's going to love it. It's going to be great. And then they were like, this will make no money. I'm like, okay, fine. What if we try this? This is still great. Everyone's gonna love it. It's like, this will drive people into addiction. And I thought it was simpler than it actually is. Like, working on a game has made me respect game developers a lot more, because it's like, okay, hey yo, Storm Raven with the 25. Hey, sounds good, but don't overwork yourself. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Hey, yo, homie. God damn it, you're gonna kill me. The first dono back, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you very, very much. Much love, broski. Much love, right? Cosmetics, yes, cosmetics are gonna be a thing as well. So is this more a board game or a card game, or are you doing this in a game engine? So right now it's in TTS. It's a board/card game because the cards get put on the board, but unlike Yu-Gi-Oh where the cards are stationary, positioning does matter in Yu-Gi-Oh, but in this game the cards actually move around on the board, so it's both effectively. No, I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. I've forgotten what it was. What was I gonna say? It had to do with, not with content. It had to do with something. Obvious, everything has to do with something. It had to do with, I don't remember. It'll come to me. It'll come to me in any event. It's all good. But yeah. So, back with a consistent schedule. That's effectively how things are going to work out. Streams as frequently as we can manage to have them. We're just going to be working on development, getting the rules down pat, putting out the guide videos, putting out individual guides, and I've remembered what I wanted to talk about, the story, right? Game development. So working on coordinating the programmers, because I don't know C#, it's a language that I just don't speak. So coordinating the development, coordinating the artists, coordinating the designers, all of that has been tedious, right? But there's so much card art now. It looks so good. I think in total now, there are about, there's 80 pieces of card art done. All of the cards that are supposed to come out in the base version of the game right now, done, and they look so good. So I'm really excited about that as well, right? Like, you know what, while I talk, I'll bring that up. I think I need to share my screen in its entirety to do that though. Can I hide this? Okay, I can hide this and hide this. Okay, cool. So yeah, what I was going to say, the story. So the story is a different beast in its entirety. First things first, it's no longer called Heart of the Summoner, it's called Summoner's Nexus. I've been advised time and time again that as a branding thing, it's just better to match them up. And a couple other changes happened that made me decide, yes, Summoner's Nexus makes more sense as a name. Don't worry, Heart of the Summoner hasn't been thrown away in its entirety, but some significant changes have happened that have made me decide to make that change. Card designs. So the card art for, no, not transparent. The card art for a lot of cards had already been seen, like the Wandering subset had obviously already been seen. What's a really cool looking subset? I love the Wyverns! The Wyvern subset looks so freaking cool. Can I just open, the ID cards don't really matter. Can I open just the cards themselves? Right, so The Wyvern subset of dragons, actually designed by Seluxus in terms of their card effects. But then in terms of the like actual monster design, I sat down with the artist for the game. We came up with this dude looks like Spyro. He's actually my least favorite one of them. The individual wyverns are what I love about this deck because they look so good. Terra Wyvern of Earth, you see it's a little bit sandy, right? It's like well, not a desert feel because there's trees back there, but you get what I mean. It's earth based. Wyvern of Wind, he's all squiggly, he's in the air. Aquos Wyvern of Water, like a tornado coming out of the sea. Love this one. Ignis Wyvern of Fire is my favorite. He just looks like a Chad. I love him. And is that, yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's this subset. Eventually, maybe more wyverns will come out, and it'll be a whole thing and a half. But that's what the wyverns look like. We've also got what else was really, really cool? I love the Gladiator subset. 1, 2, it should be 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, we've got the Gladiator subset. They're just dudes. They're just homies and dudettes. Dudes and dudettes just hanging out, sort of chilling, right? Just being all that in a slice of bread. Caligula, Hadrian, just some gladiator names out here. Provocator is, you don't get to see the full image because of the way the cards work. In game, you will be able to see the full image if you want to. The art for this, you can't tell from just this, but this ended up being one of the coolest looking cards in the game. And then Samite is also there, right? So you've got all of that. What else are we looking at? What else do I want to show you? There's the Asylum subset is cool, but it's not as cool, right? The Starlight subset is fire, bro. The Starlight subset is absolute fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check this out. This is actually based on something that we bought off of the Unity store, but then I was like, you know what, let's design it. And the the designs for this came out like some heat, my guy. It's not my favorite subset to play. It's not even in the starting build. It's not in the starting build for the game, right? But just in terms of the designs alone, these star monsters with the hands and the gems, I just love it, bro. I just love it. So yeah, that's that subset. So that's like a bit of a vibe of like what we have going on currently. Obviously more is going to come, but in the immediate, that's what we've got. Let me pull this back up and then come back over here. Yeah. So that's it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Can I? Okay, yes, that's fine. Right? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the chat. Super excited to follow the progress on this. Thank you very much. Do you plan on dropping vids here for updates? Yes, I do. So all the update vids are going to be on this channel. Once the rules are out, what I'm hoping to do is either do guides on specific subsets to help people get ready for the subsets, or just do video updates on like the progress of the game while also doing streams and stuff, right? Reminds me of the Battle Space tutorial video. Gives me a bit of this. Oh, for the guy's voice. Yep. I love his voice. He was a good hire. He's got a good voice for this kind of thing. My voice is too distinct, so I decided not to do it. Why did you delete your vids? My vids are all unlisted right now. It's for a couple of reasons. One, I decided to revamp this channel and use it for the TCG. I didn't want it to be clouded by Yu-Gi-Oh! Because yes, I'm proud of those videos, but I don't want them to overshadow what I'm hoping to do in the future. Like, it was a tough call because, like, okay, do you stay tied to the past and your achievements, or do you take a leap of faith and hope to be able to replicate that and move in a different direction? It was a whole internal dilemma. But another big reason is, now that I'm a teacher, I don't want my students finding my channel. So that was another thing. So yeah, there was that as well. What about a paid thing that allows you to get some quality of life changes that makes things more comfortable but doesn't really affect progression, like the Duelist Pass and Duel Links? See, here's the thing. In my opinion, quality of life changes shouldn't need to be paid for. A game should just be good and fun and make you comfortable, right? So that is also a route that I wasn't necessarily, again, monetization will come later, but yeah, it's a whole thing, and I have to try and monetize a game while being fair, while also making money. Like, I thought it would be oh yeah, just don't be a jerk, but no, it's actually a lot more nuanced, right? Looks like Dvalin. True, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it does. It does. Right? But yeah, Storm, I'm glad you like the card art. They do look like, it's all a vibe. Starlight, time to rate this. Stellar things are my thing besides Dragon and Ice. Fair, right? Caligula was the name of a Roman ruler that ended up becoming mad. Yes, that's kind of what I was going for, right? So I tried to use as many names as I could from like actual like lore and whatnot. But yeah, watch your students finding out when you're one of the chattest streamers ever. Hey, thank you. But I hope not. But yeah, so that's where things are with the game. Now I got distracted. I was telling you guys about the story. So there have been some major changes when it comes to the Heart of the Summoner webtoon that was being worked on. The biggest one, and this is going to be a blow because this was one of the hardest things for me to take personally. It is no longer a webtoon. It is still being worked on, it's still being created. But if I tab over to, can I show it to you guys? If I tab over, instead of being a webtoon, it is now going to be a novel that I am hoping to get officially published. And I will show you just a little sneak peek of the draft that I'm currently working on. I'm in the process of converting the webtoon into a novel, right? So you come over here, you have Summoner's Nexus, you have the map of the world, the table of contents. I'm on chapter 2 right now, and just converting the whole thing into something that can be worked on, right? So it's actually like a book. As you can see, like some of these are things from the paneling of the webtoon being converted into novel format. Now, let me take a step back and explain, because this was one of the toughest things. I reached a point where I was going through my accounts, and it's like, okay, I want to work on this game. And this game is going to cost me £1,000 every month. Meanwhile, I'm working on this webtoon. I am paying artists £1,000+ every month. I cannot do both. I cannot do both. And I took a step back and I asked myself, okay, how can I restructure to allow both these ideas that I love to survive in a way that doesn't bankrupt me and cause both projects to fail? And what I decided was convert the webtoon into a story so the story still gets to be told, and then use the panels that have been created for the story mode in the game. So the panels don't go to waste, nothing gets thrown away, because that would be heartbreaking. And this is part of the monetization process. There's going to be a free story mode, but there will also be paid story modes in the game. Some of them will be pay locked, but again, it's just story content that you can get in the game, probably with some rewards, but you get what I mean. That way, what's been worked on gets to exist, the story gets to exist, my wallet gets to exist, and I don't go bankrupt. And that's where we ended up. So that was probably the hardest pill to swallow, because I really had my heart set on a Heart of the Summoner webtoon, because that's been my passion, bro. I've always loved it, but because I can't draw and I'm hiring artists, it's like, okay, you know what? Take the hit, but hopefully come back stronger. And I've been honestly I've been in a much better place in life since I made that decision, because the financial strain month to month and trying to make enough money to support both projects at the same time was not hitting. It just wasn't. So that's why that happened. So it's not a webtoon anymore, but it is going to be I was gonna go web novel, but I've decided to try and get it like published properly. If that doesn't work, then it'll be a web novel. So the first one will be Summoner's Nexus, then after that a different book, and then Heart of the Summoner will also be a book in the series. So it's not, that's why the title isn't gone completely, but we're not starting there, that's where we end. So that's why there haven't been any updates on the webtoon, because the project just had to be paused, right? Because it's like, okay, I'm paying. So I just mentioned the cost of game development. There's also the cost of card designs and getting the card art, which is like in the range of $750. So it's just like, okay, I know, like, I'm all about, like, okay, never give up in determination, but at the same time, maybe apply some common sense. Maybe, not often, not all the time, but this time use your brain. And so I restructured the project, and here we are, right? So yeah, that's it. Maybe if one project succeeds, you get the money to support the webtoon. Don't know. Yeah, exactly. This is something that a friend of mine had said. It's like, okay, if the project ends up being successful, one day you can go back and do a graphic novel, and I would love that. But then again, you see from there, it's rare for a Yu-Gi-Oh player's wallet to not go bankrupt. True, that as well. That's why I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, it's not why, but that's another benefit to not playing Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, right? But yeah. So Arsim, I've been vibing. I've been out here. I've been living La Vida Loca. I don't know what that means, if I'm completely honest, but it sounds nice to say. That's fair. If it gets published and becomes a virtual novel, I'll definitely save up to read it. Thank you very, very much. That means a lot, right? So I'm working on that. I'm hoping, I've set myself a target to have the first draft of the novel done in the first half of the year. So I've spoken to other writers, novelists, and whatnot, and they've been like, "Oh yeah, I can put out a novel in 3 months." And I'm like, okay, first of all, this is my full-time job, maybe, but I'm a teacher. Second of all, I want to get back into making my content and everything. Third of all, it's my first time writing a book, so it's like, okay, even though I've already got the template down, I've got the story is written, but it was written in the form of a webtoon, so I'm converting that while also adding story elements, so that's why I'm giving myself 6 months for it, right? I still can't afford my IRL deck for Yu-Gi-Oh! Bro, Yu-Gi-Oh is beautiful. Right? More you find out, but I guess you should use your brain from time to time. Exactly. Right? For the gladiator subset, if you're going for famous Roman figures, instead of gladiators, Romulus would be the strongest monster. Guy founded Rome. You make actually a really good point. Romulus did not come to mind at all. If they get support, I think I will have a card named Romulus. That's a shout. That's a shout. Yeah, 3 months. Was it Hello Future Me that uses that can write a book in 3 months? I don't think it was him. I think this might have been an actual conversation that I had with someone. Because I've met in this time I've met 2 other authors. One of them who's actually published. So that's some good networking that's happened as well. But yeah, that's kind of where things are. Right? But yeah, why did you delete your videos? I wanted to watch them. It's a whole thing. So I've talked about it in the stream already, but again, the whole point of the stream is to try and like just get people up to date with where I've been, explain the process of things. 2 major reasons. 1, I'm rededicating this channel to just Summoners Nexus content, and 2, because I'm a teacher, I just didn't really love the idea of my students finding my content. It wouldn't be a bad thing if all my content is family friendly and whatnot, but it's just it would just be tedious. So that's why everything is unlisted, right? Hey there, I'm new here. May I ask what your goal is with the TCG? Is there some game mechanic that it's centered around or a certain theme? So Hugh, can I call you Hugh? Hugh Soko is the full name. But thanks for being here. Welcome, friend. Yeah, I can tell you about the game, no problem. So there's a lot of mechanics that I put in there that I like to feel are relatively new. Things that I aren't like, okay, yeah, it's just my take on this. Like, for example, where to start? So basically, both players have, in terms of deck size, the sizes of decks in this game are 20 apiece at maximum, right? At a minimum, you have 10. At a maximum, you have 20 cards in your deck, right? And what you kind of end up having is your starting hand, rather than being like, okay, 3 cards, maybe 5, you have 10 cards in your starting hand. So while there is some RNG involved in the deck building when it comes to like your resource management, because you do draw a card every turn, players basically get to eliminate the RNG. If you have a strategy in mind, start with the 10 cards to try and employ that strategy. So that's one thing that I feel like we do somewhat differently from most other card games, is like, okay, let's remove RNG as much as possible and just strategize and adapt to the strategy as need arises. Because if you only got cards for one strategy and you can't adapt, you might end up in trouble. So that's one thing. We've got this mechanic where, I mean, obviously players play at the same time. It's not my turn, then your turn. It's we're both playing at the exact same time. So that's another thing that's different from your traditional like Yu-Gi-Oh! Hearthstone kind of thing. There's a mana system, but the mana system is your life points. Effectively, you can summon 3 cards per turn using your life points if you want to. There's other types of summoning as well, but that's the base mechanic of it. Obviously, with there being like a Nexus gauge, a life point system, that's something that you have in most card games. So again, not revolutionary in every aspect, but I do feel like one of the core things that the game brings to the table is that speed and strategy, where it's like, okay, we're playing at the same time. I've got my full strategy, my 10 cards in my hand that I'm starting with, versus your 10 cards. Let's see whose strategy plays out the best with the resource management and everything. especially because the cost to summon a card is paid from your life points, and also you lose the game if you run out of life points. So there's that element to it as well. So those are the kinds of vibes that you have going on in Summoner's Nexus, right? So yeah, that's it. I love how Saul laughs about Yu-Gi-Oh, but once you make your deck on a free simulator and look at the cost of the deck, you're going to question why you're even playing the game in the first. No. I know IRL Yu-Gi-Oh is ridiculous. Like, I don't think I could ever. Well, not that I could. I wouldn't. Right? There's nothing wrong with, because if you're having fun with it, then awesome, go for it. My biggest problem with IRL Yu-Gi-Oh decks is, like, I know that eventually I'm going to stop. And these cards will just be here. Plus, I don't really have anyone to play with. So, those are my biggest problems. Right? So yeah, so awesome. So that's the best I can do in terms of an explanation. Just the content on the channel being different, sort of being put in a different direction, and the fact that I'm teaching and I didn't want my students finding the videos. So that's the main reasons. Another gladiator suggestion is a wolf, because a lot of times gladiators fought animals, if I'm not mistaken, and wolf is like an animal of Rome. Okay, that's a vibe. That's a vibe. I could try that out. Again, what I love about the fact that we have artists, it's not a 3D game anymore, is that anything that can be thought of, any idea that you have can now be turned into a card, because all that we have to do is get the artist to draw it, get the abilities to work in game, and boom, we're running with gas, right? Thank you for the thorough explanation. Hey, no problem. It sounds like a lot of fun. I'm saving up for whenever it drops. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hopefully we can get development done this year, and be actually like moving by next year. Again, it's fingers crossed, because with development you never know. Marvel Snap apparently took 6 years to make. And when you factor that in, like, that's a huge gaming company versus me, a guy basically who decided to do a thing. That's so yeah, but fingers crossed we are able to move without any hiccups and we get it done. Oh, did you watch Genshin TCG? You throw dice for moves, but if they don't match your character colors, they're kind of useless. RNG into RNG. I would hate that. I've never seen that, but that sounds painful. Also, Juan, how you doing, bro? What's good with you? Right? It's really expensive. I just want Sword Soul, but they won't reprint Barone. Tough. That's tough. That's tough. Right? Can you explain a turn-by-turn example? I'm a bit confused on the going at the same time. Prince, absolutely, my friend. So, how it would work is, turn 1, we have the preparation phase. Both players decide on what cards are going to, imagine it like a board game. Both players put the cards that they want to play, they want to use during the game, during this turn, face down, right? I've got 10 cards in my hand, but I can only summon 3 monsters and use 3 magic cards in the turn. So during the preparation phase, I decide how many of those resources I plan to use. 1 monster, 3 monsters, how many magic cards, put them face down in the preparation phase. Meanwhile, my opponent is doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. We take 45 seconds, we both decide, okay, at the same time, these are the cards that I'm using for this turn. All the resources in my hand, unless an effect tells me I can use the cards in my hand, the resources in my hand are locked off to me. I'm only allowed to use the cards that I put on the field for the turn. Then we have the declaration phase. You and I at the same time will show each other our cards, right? This is what I'm playing, this is what you're playing, these are the resources that we're locked into for the turn. This is what you should expect from me as a human being, right? Boom. Then we move into the actual wave, because the movement, the battle, everything happens in what we call a wave. So you have the start of the wave, then you move into the movement phase, because the board isn't stationary. Like I said, the cards move around on the board. So our cards move across the field at the same time, and at certain checkpoints they'll do battle with each other. When the full guide comes out, you'll sort of see it in action. I'm just making hand gestures, which I realize isn't the most helpful thing in the world, but you get what I'm trying to say. The cards move around on the field, do battle with each other at the same time, so everything is happening consecutively. If I want to activate a magic card, I have the option to activate. You also have the option to activate a magic card to try and sway the way the game is going. If I want to activate an effect, same thing, right? So both players can activate effects, but so even though everything's happening at the same time, there is this thing called turn priority, where one player for the duration of a turn will be able to activate their effects first, and then the other player activates their effects in response, and then on other turns that turn priority might switch over, so on and so forth, right? But that's effectively how we manage to have both players play at the same time, because everything is declared at the same time, and yeah, that's the vibes of it, right? So yeah, what about in Summoner's Nexus suggestion chat in Discord? I'm not opposed to it. So another thing I want to touch on is the Discord, because I have not been active in it. Like more so than ever before, I think. I have just been keeping my head down. Honestly, I've just been focusing on what's in front of me because one, just sensory overload, there's a lot going on, but also two, I get just a single-minded determination and I get focused on things. So it's not that I'm not like, you know, like when you're in a group chat and you're not reading the messages. No, I'm just not opening WhatsApp. Why did I? You know what? I'm gonna put my sleeves back down. I do that too often. And I don't realize that I'm doing it. But no, like I just have not been opening the Discord. I don't know who's active. I don't know what's going on. The Discord is probably dead. And I'm going to make efforts to just see what we can do about it. I'm not going to make any big promises as regards to Discord, because whereas before we had one game unifying everyone in the Discord, I mean, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. I'm sure there's obviously still people who want to play Yu-Gi-Oh in the Discord, but I don't plan on organizing any events or anything like that. So I'm going to see what can be done, but I'm also not going to kill myself over it, right? Like, I'm not going to, like, stress about it. Like, it is what it is kind of thing. Because when the game is done, my hope is that we'll obviously use the same Discord, but we can hopefully get something else going in there if we're not able to spark something up now and go from there, right? Yeah, I'm going to save the mobile version of this game. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you guys like the concepts. That's what's been being worked on, right? Can someone give me the Discord for the knockball? Oh yeah, come in, right? Also, if Power Creep does hit Gladiator subset, even if you make the Romulus card, you could also sit on a card based on Mars. Gladiators were made to honor him, if I remember correctly. True, actually. I didn't even think of putting in like the gods or the deities into it. I was focused exclusively on the humans, so there is more stuff that can be thrown in. Power creep is obviously going to be a thing. It's a thing with every game. I'm trying to be careful. The Gladiators are one of the first decks that are going to come out. And I actually really like how they play, right? It's a weird kind of control, which I think players will appreciate. Like I can tell you about it a little bit. Just put them out over the Discord channel or individual sections, potentially. What is the theme? Would help at least myself imagining it better. Sorry if you said it before. I might have missed. Define theme. What do you mean by theme? Because like, for example, every deck has a different theme to it. Like if I scroll down to, I was just talking about the Gladiator subset anyway, so I might as well Gladiator subset. So, for example, the theme of this deck is, this is a subset that revolves around combat between Gladiator cards. So you know how Gladiators are supposed to fight each other, right? But then it's like, wait, hold on, they're in the same group. Why would your own cards fight each other? They achieve this by converting other cards on the field into Gladiator cards through targeted effects and through battle. When two Gladiator cards interact, various effects will take place. So basically the strategy here is, you have your Gladiator cards on the field, you target your opponent's cards, and then each card has a subset. Well, not each card, but most cards will have a subset or a group that they're a part of. What the Gladiator cards have the power to do is change the subset of your opponent's cards, or add, because if I could change your subset, that's really powerful, because I could turn off your effects, potentially. Haven't decided how that's going to work gameplay-wise. So rather than changing the subset, they tend to add on the Gladiator subset, so that way the card is part of two subsets at the same time. Two groups that... I want to use Yu-Gi-Oh terms so it doesn't get too confusing, because that's a lot of information at once. Basically, imagine you have the Sky Striker archetype and you have Sky Strikers and Tri Brigades, and Sky Strikers can target a Tri Brigade card, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're still a Tri Brigade card, but also you're a Sky Striker. If I want to use a Sky Striker effect, you will count for that effect, right? That's what this deck is all about doing. So it's one of the, it's a fun one. I feel like it's balanced to a degree in terms of like the power level of where things are right now, but there's also a lot of room for improvement there, right? And so every deck has a thing that it does as its main thing. You know what I mean? No skill drain. I hate skill drain, bruh. I've been so against negates in general. In the first build of the game, there's no negates, and for as long as I can, I want to try and keep out like big powerful negates. Little itty bitty things here and there, maybe, but like those big negate, like I don't want you building massive end boards with negates. Now, hey, that may happen anyway because power creep. Years from now, we might be laughing about this, but still. Predaplant, it's like Predaplant. Yes, actually, that's a very good example. That's a very good example. Any Exodia strategy so far? No. Reason being, you start with 10 cards, and then over the course of the contest, if the contest goes to turn 6, the draw deck, because the deck is so small, you make your resource deck of 5 cards. There's no draw on turn 1, and there's a maximum of 6 turns, meaning that you're going to draw every card in your resource deck if the game goes to time. So an Exodia deck would just be, hey, win on turn 6. Which could be a thing, to be honest, where it's like, okay, hey, if you can survive to turn 6, you win. But that, I don't know, I haven't sat down and come up with anything along those lines that I really like, where it's like, okay, you get to have fun gameplay for 5 turns, and then still win in a satisfying way on turn 6 for both you and your opponent, right? That mechanic is like how Romans would make people, they manage to capture gladiators whether they liked it or not. Yeah, kind of. I think general art direction, is it playing some kind of fantasy world? Oh, theme like that. It's fantasy. It's fantasy all the way. It's set in the world of the story that I'm writing, which is pure fantasy, right? Magic, whatnot. There's limited technology, but it's largely technology based in magic. Think fortresses with massive walls. It's hard to explain because while it's not high fantasy like Lord of the Rings style, like for example, they have electricity. They've come up with electricity, but then it's also not like modernized. It's not urban sci-fi. It's not urban fantasy either. Think somewhere in the middle. So what else can I say to sort of explain that? Unique things like Yu-Gi-Oh with custom monsters. I would say that it's unique themes like Yu-Gi-Oh because the subsets can be anything. You have some subsets that are based on mythology, because the explanation is there was a world before the world that we live in. So when you have monsters based in mythology, they're monsters based on creatures from the old world. So something based on that, because the world effectively ended. It's a whole thing and a half, right? So you might have monsters based in mythology, but also you might have ancient machines, right? And those two things will be able to coexist just based on the lore, right? Yo, Grim, what's good with you? Wait, it's Grim's birthday. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, bro. How you doing? I hope you having first Happy New Year, happy birthday, happy Christmas. It's not, you say Merry Christmas, but welcome, bro. I hope you're having a fantastic day, right? And yeah, that's it. Dominion, yeah, basically it's like a Dominion kind of thing. Dominion, the Dominion negate. But you see, that's why we took Dominion out. That's why we took Dominion out of the game, right? Think Final Fantasy, yeah, sort of like Final Fantasy is sort of, yeah, actually, yeah, no, that's, I think that would be a fair way of looking at it. That has a bit more technology than I think we have in this story, but it's more in the middle, which I like, right? The world kind of sounds like League of Legends world. Some parts are mechanically events and some are well monsters. I've never played League, so I don't actually know. But fair. Right? Also, I think it would be cool if those star cards you showed off earlier could combine into constellations. What do you take me for? Of course they combine into constellations. Literally, the strategy of that deck, it's no longer here because they're not in the first build of the game, because I decided that, like, the cards in the beginner build of the game are just that. Cards that I think people will be able to pick up easily. Strategies that aren't too complex. The Starlights are a whole thing. Because how they work is basically they special summon themselves from your hand, and then you use the runes, the magic cards, to move them into so think of the game board like imagine you have points on the game board. You have your assault zone here, your defense zone here, a counter zone here, a checkpoint here, and your nexus here, right? So think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the idea of, hey yo, hold on. Storm Raven with 5 gifted subs, broski, thank you. Gifting a sub to Juan, Justin Onion, Jorzy, and CT, thank you. So, and to Nick, yo, much love, bro, thank you. Being 20 makes your back hurt. Wait till you hit 25, my guy. I'm so happy to see you growing, man. I'm nearly... Okay, so we went 25 straight to 30, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Sounds really cool. I'm glad you like the idea, right? So yeah, with the Starlight subset, let me break it down for you. The sounds, bro. Thank you, right? With the Starlight subset, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the idea is you summon all of the cards at this point, right? You summon all of the cards to one point, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many cards you summon to this point. Then you use the runes, which are literally called Constellation Virgo, Constellation Aries, where they move to different points on the field, different formations, based on the constellation that they're forming. Like, it's a whole thing and a half, right? So they'll occupy different spaces based on the constellation of the formation that you feel like is needed for the upcoming battle strategy and whatnot. But like, it's a little bit convoluted, it's a little bit complicated, which is why I don't think they're a good fit for the first build of the game, where it's supposed to be simpler, more straightforward decks, right? But yeah, no, so the Constellation deck it's constellating. It's not a word, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Or you don't, I don't really know. But yeah, so that's it. I'm 30, my legs bother me more. You guys make growing up sound scary. You do. How do we even get a gifted sub? I think it just kind of happens on the YouTubes and the Twitches. It just happens. Yo, Juan, how you doing, bro? I'm back out here. Happy New Year. It's good to see you, bro. Hope everything is going great. To be honest, I'm happy. Like, I'm stressed. It's me, obviously. I'm working on stuff. I'm expectant, but like, I feel like I'm determined in a positive way, where I don't feel, it's not like, oh, this pressure and this doom and gloom. Like, no, I'm gonna get it done, but I'm vibing, and it's been a lot healthier for me in terms of my headspace. I've been spending so much more time with my family. I think they're getting sick of me, but it's been great. It really has. I do feel like life has been, obviously there's always hurdles, there's always difficult things in life. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but all things considered, I've been able to sort of reflect, take in the fact that I'm blessed, and work on the things that I'm passionate about. Take L's here and there and hold them and learn from them, but for the most part, we're heading up there, so I'm good. Thank you very much, bro. I hope you've been good too. Love you. I've missed you guys, right? Your body starts falling apart faster than it rebuilds itself after 25. Wait, is that actual science? That's terrifying. Yo, Sanjo, get some sleep. Have a good night. I hope you're good. And yeah, you just relax. You go to bed, right? Yes, it is. That is terrifying, and I don't like that I know that now. In any event, so now I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover from an update point of view. This VOD is going to stay up, I think. And again, what these streams will largely be is either playtesting, working on things, or just like updates and everything. Sadly, I gotta go now. Hey, yo, have a good time in your last class. Half an hour. I'll return the stream is still live. I don't know if it will be. So what I'm trying to get down is like, okay, the streams happen in sort of 2-hour bursts. So from like 6 to 8 GMT is the window that I'll likely be live for, either here or on Twitch, right? But still, thank you very, very much for coming through. If it's not, stay blessed, y'all. Good luck on Summoner's Nexus. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Onion. Much love to you. Have a good time in class. I absolutely love that you are invested in something and you sound like it's 100% you. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't love what you're doing, life's gonna suck. So I had to make sure I liked it at least a little bit, right? Well, yeah, time to hit the gym more. I have been trying to get back in the gym as well, right? Hey, my man, like I told you, the important is you and healthy. Make sure. Hey, yo, thank you, hon. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. You basically have 4 years of peak health, considering your brain only has fully matured at 21. That is, why don't we tell people that when they're 21, so you get to enjoy the 4 years? You know what? Society sucks. I went from sunshine and rainbows to society just sucks so quickly. God damn. Alright, fair. So, the last thing that I want to do before wrapping up, and again, it's just sort of the general, the turning and the chimes and the clicks and whatnot of the game development process. There are 30 cards being put into the game in the first build. The cards that are being put in are the cards from the Wandering subset and the cards from the Forest Guard subset. So what the development team needs from me is they need me to give them all of the card information for the cards being that they need to start workshopping, right? So they can like start entering the card data. Okay, so yeah, these are the monsters. It should total to 30 cards altogether. Let's make a new doc. Paste. Okay, and then we get the runes. Should be 5 over here and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, 5. And then 1, 2, that's more than... Oh, no, it is 5. Okay, cool, that's fine. So that means we should have 20 monsters and 30 runes. I'll count it in a second. Put this over here and sort of just take it from there. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. Awesome. No, that's great. That's great that happened. Let's maximize this. And go from there. All right. Why'd you change your YouTube name? Because this channel is going to be dedicated to the Summoners Nexus TCG moving forward. I don't plan on playing Yu-Gi-Oh again, and my name wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh related, but also I'm a teacher. I don't really want my kids to find my channel. They call me Mr. Solomon. I don't go by my last name at work, so it was just a ticking time bomb. I don't want to have to deal with that hassle, so there's that as well. Man, Pokemon made me feel old. Ash is leaving. I heard that. Oh, no, I heard that Ash is leaving the Pokemon anime. Right? I don't follow the Pokemon, but like that was just like wow, like wow. I won the lottery by turning up today. Literally, enjoy those 4 peak years, my friend. How's Marvel Snap going? What's your collection level? I think my collection level currently is. My collection level, I think it's 2,117. I think. I'll double check. But yeah, actually the Pokemon anime broke the internet. I'm not on the internet at all anymore, and I still heard about it. Like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to hear that news. Oh, there's a new game update. Maybe they've put in battle mode now. But yeah, 2117. I don't know how clear that is. It's at the top here. Yeah. 2117 is my collection level. I play a lot of Marvel Snap, like a ridiculous amount of Marvel Snap. I really like Marvel Snap. So that's why my collection level, I don't know if you would consider that high because I don't know how much you play. But once I introduce battle mode, I am so excited because that means you can play with friends. So it'll be even more fun. Like if I decide to stream it, if I decide to do anything with it, it's just fun. Wait, you're a teacher? Why you never tell us that? I've been a teacher for months. I've said this multiple times. I've said this many times over, right? You mentioned about I love that. Okay, so what I love about that is that me, Duelist, and Storm Raven all had the same response, and we all said it at the same time. Not to jump down your throat, Trey. That was just a funny moment. Right? You're at 2331. Nice. So I don't know. I want to see is the update out yet? Marvel. Let me go to the App Store. I want to see if the update is out yet because I know battle mode is coming this month, but I don't know when this month. Right? There is an update. Ooh, what's in this update? What's new? Card balance tuning. Oh, they haven't put it in yet. Nah, it's just some card balance. So the ban list, basically, new audio and visual effects, and some performance improvement. So battle mode isn't in this update, but I know that it is going to be coming soon. Right? Not battle mode. You hate to see it. Right? Never knew that. It's all good. Right? So now that you're back, can I ban people for no reason at all? I prefer you didn't, considering it's going to take a while for a lot of people to come back in the first place. So maybe not. So are all that are gonna kiss bad food goodbye and hit that diet and gym hard? Maybe no. Gym, yes. Diet, me and diets just don't have a healthy relationship with each other, right? People remember my reputation more than Saul's reputation as a teacher. Imagine. I mean, true. And that's because you're the main character of your own anime. It's just kind of how this worked out. I don't know how you did it. I don't know why you did it, but you did it. So well done. Right? Well done on that front. This is, well, yeah, so this is the more mundane side of things. This is like, okay, go through and I need to make a list of each card, number it, and let the developers know, hey, this is what the stats of this card are. This is the type. This is where you need, like, this is just the data, right? This is just a pure, raw, these are just the numbers involved with the card. And they sort of take it from there. Wandering Migra is in the game, so oh yeah, everything here should be in the game, right? So just going through this, the more fun side of things is what's going to be over on Twitch. I'm thinking maybe 2 streams on this channel a week, and then just see what I can commit to when it comes to Twitch without stressing myself too much, in addition to things. But then the biggest sense of relief has come from not making videos. I might still try and make like shorts off of stream clips, and just try and like use the algorithm to push the stream using shorts. I may make a channel dedicated to like shorts from the stream, to try and push that to a degree. Haven't decided on that yet, because again, the students and everything, that's the one about it. But the most relief that I have felt is in not feeling pressure to make gameplay videos, because when you're making gameplay videos, if it's just about having fun, I can do that, but most gameplay videos also need to be informative in some way, which means you need to be on top of everything, and I just don't have the vim in my spirit to do that right now with everything on the plate. Yeah, we'll leave the descriptions in there, take this out, and sort of just do it little by little. How smooth has development gone? Beyond schedule, on time, behind? I would definitely say we are behind schedule comfortably, but why I say comfortably is that I started the development process expecting to be behind schedule. I think the month that I spent working on the original build of Nexus with Soluxus, the biggest benefit that came away from it was the lessons learned in terms of what to expect out of game development. Because like, you go to change one thing, and a domino effect of 20 other things crashing just slows down development. Like, you cannot predict what's going to go wrong. So whatever your time scale is, triple it, right? Just expect it to be longer than you're expecting. So we have had multiple delays already with this new team, and I've just decided, you know what? Patience. It comes out when it comes out. I think the biggest lesson that I've learned with this is just patience, right? So yeah, that's it. What, bro's making a TCG? Yo, Zarif, how you doing? Last I saw bro was making decks in a week. Bro, the decks in a week series. Then can I build this deck in 1 week, man? I was on crud back then. I don't know what I was doing, but I was not. Well, to be fair, I was doing it as a full-time job, but still. Oh my days. People hella underestimate how hard game dev is. I know I definitely did before I actually tried to do it. Like, it is tough. It is tough, right? Yo, it's good to see you, Zarf. I'm back out here. It's good to see you. So yeah, we're doing different stuff. For more gameplay stuff, you want to be on the Twitch. So if you follow the Twitch at Saul Plays Anime, that's still Saul Plays Anime on Twitch. That's where I'm going to be doing like casual gaming stuff, but then this channel is going to be all about me working on the game, carrying people along with development. So like, for example, right now I'm updating the developers with the data for the cards. They need to know what the attack values are, the names, what the effects say, so on and so forth, and insert them into the cards, insert them into the UI in a neat way, and also in a way that lets them track the cards, like filtering and whatnot. Remove this. Right, so I just need to clean all of it up and send it over to them in a reasonable time scale. I actually told them I would do it. I'm late for a change with them. I told them that I would have this with them by this morning, but I had a class I had to teach, and I needed to prepare for the class. Ended up not having time. It's like, I bet it is what it is. Like, I have not been taking things as hard, specifically because it's not my source of, it's not how I'm sustaining myself, right? It's something that I'm doing on the side. Neo Shock, how you doing, broski? What's good with you? What's good with you? So what's it called? So what you are saying, my cards are year 3 now? No. And actually, when it comes to your cards, I wanted to talk to you. So the cards for, what are the archetypes that people have actually donated for? So out of the archetypes that have been donated for, what's been created? Okay, only the Stygian Grey have been created, right? I'll show you the Stygian Grey cards. You know how up until recently, all of the cards had to be based on assets from Unity, right? That is no longer the case. That is no longer the case, which means, like, so when Zane's cards were created, that was still the case. And so this is what his cards look like, but they actually came out looking clean, right? This is the Stygian Grey subset. In all honesty, this might actually be, I love Uridezu. Uridezu is just cute. I like him. He's my friend. We've got Baphomet, the main monster of the deck. This is also here. You've got Chaos, you've got Horror, and you've got Terror, and they all look clean as hell, right? But now that the limits of assets have kind of been lifted, anything becomes possible. And so that's something that's really, really exciting. So a lot more can be expected. What did I just do? A lot more can be expected to sort of come of what we're working on is what I'm trying to say. My words eluded me momentarily. That wasn't the question that you asked. Your deck is probably going to be either year 1 or year 2. Year 1 or year 2. But then when that year comes, because we don't know when development is going to finish, becomes speculative, right? What did I just do? Because now this is not the right proportions and shape. Okay, you know what? I'm okay with this. This is fine. This is fine. But yeah, so I recently started a mini project where I use a chat GPT. What? I use the chat GPT AI and AI art generators to create an original TCG. That is cool. That sounds, what's it called? It's not like what, because I heard about that Logan Paul thing that he was doing where he used AI to like hatch things. It was weird. No, it's not. This sounds actually completely different from that. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind. That art's all clean. Thank you. The artist who we work with is so good. I love him. He's late right now, but I love him. The entire thing is very cohesive and fun to play. Actually, bro, that's a vibe. I'm glad you're still working on your creative endeavors. I know, like, the whole group of us have kind of taken a hit when it comes to being able to work on, like, creative stuff, but it's good to see things still being worked on in the background. Sages looks so sick. Also, Chaos really cute. I love the card art, bro. The card art has been coming out crazy. Logan Paul thing was a scam. Let's not compare. Actually, I take that back. I don't know why I talked about that, forgetting about the part that it was a scam. Let's backtrack. Don't be like Logan Paul. Be like you. Be the first you. Right? Bro, you are late providing, so you can't speak on being late. I mean, you make an excellent point. You make an excellent point, right? But it's all in due time. All in due time, right? So everything's being worked on at a steady pace right now. My hope is that by the second quarter of this year, by the end of the second quarter, there's something sort of playable, right? If you have, you know the crazy thing, if you have test flight, because, and I haven't forgotten, we did a fundraiser. I can't wait to speak to Brandon, because development got mixed and mashed and whatnot. People who had paid to get access to the beta, to the alpha rather, never got that access. Obviously we had TTS as sort of a backup for that. But once this game is at a point where it can actually be like, okay, you move around in it, if someone has an Apple phone or even just a build on Android, you can send it to them. And I'm hoping that by the end of this, by the end of January, February, March, April, May, June, by the end of June, I want them to have integrated multiplayer features. But again, like I said, you never know, shifting time scale, but making it possible to send someone the build that we're on and have them be able to play it, that's my dream, right? Stygian Grey 0 out of 10 needs more waifu. Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love the Harpy subset. It is right up your alley. We've got, what have I done? Oh, that's what I did. Okay, cool. So you're gonna love the Harpies because the Harpies look like this. What are the waifu subsets? Obviously, there's the Aria subset, which you've seen, right? This is the Aria subset, all waifus, as it were. Vespera, you can't see that well, but in the game, you'll be able to see the card art on its own. Aura, obviously, the long legs for one reason or the other, but she's bad. And Merides. right? Now the focus here is on the backgrounds and the music rather than the characters, and I preferred that. Now when it comes to the not Daemons, it's not Force Guard, Gladiator, Harpies, it's Harpies, right? Is anyone else a waifu here? No. So these are the only other waifus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So these are the Harpies. The Harpies battle little. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The Harpies battle little. All right. We have Shang Yang, the Lady in Rain. We have Anka, the Lady in Fire. Bad. We have Galadrius. She's very zoomed in her card art, but she actually has like a full body card art. But because she's flying off in that direction, it got clipped by the edge. So we had to magnify hers a little bit to get it to fit in the card. We have Carpo, the Lady in Autumn. She's just hanging out, playing in a field of flowers, you know, chilling. And Ostara, the Lady in Spring, who you can't actually see her face, but you know, she bad, so trust me. And that is them. So that's another, you're eaten. Waifus are eaten, right? Waifus are eaten. So yeah, Stygian looks so sick. Also, yeah, I'm vibing. I'm loving it, right? Lateness is greatness is what they say. Use that as your defense from now on. Thank you, right? Stygians are like demons. What about adding cards like Beelzebub, Asmodeus? Am I saying the name of demons just casually? Touch wood. God forbid. But yes, as to your point, there is a, what's it called? There's a subset that one of the main antagonists uses that is just like Stygian Grey is based on the Grey sisters. They're not the same as the sisters who the three fates. So you know the three fates, and then you have the Grey sisters who share one eye. It's a little bit of a combination of those two, but not really, because they're not the same thing mythologically. I hate that people sort of just confuse them, because I think it's Hercules' fault, to be fair. I lost my train of thought. But aside from that, is it me or is there a delay? There might be. I have not used this stream setup in a while. Right, yeah, the other, what's it called? It's not, it's one of the main, she uses like actual demons. It's a whole thing, right? You still have the Hex Girls. Do you mean, what are they called? Do you mean the Wicked subset? I think it's the Wicked subset, right? Yeah, they're still a thing. They just haven't been made yet, right? I would love to go up that heartbeat. That is a bird. You are sick. No, I'm joking. Right? I know what you mean, but I'm gonna pretend I don't. Vibing. Femboy card arts when? Ooh, a femboy subset. That could be fun. That could be fun. We can do anything. I love it. I love the freedom that exists now with the game, because literally anything you want can be put into it, right? Anything, well, within reason. It needs to be balanced, but in terms of like card designs and concepts, we're not shackled by the idea of having like specific of specific 3D models, right? Do you do the artwork? So I might have already been spoken about. No. No. I hire someone. He lives, is he in France? Where are you? His name is Lumiere. Anyway. He's the one who handles the art, literally all of it. So initially all of the art was for the webtoon. He was doing webtoon art, but when the webtoon got canned, it's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna use these panels for this. And so that's where we're at right now. Right? Important lore question then. Cloaca or no for Harpies? Define cloaca, and I will answer your question, because I don't know what a cloaca is. Is that a part of the... Is that code? Is that code? Or is it supposed to say cloak? I don't know what you mean. Demon waifu subset, I will... Alright, you know what? Demon waifu subset, literally, I can... TBH, you need to make characters that people will make 18 plus art of. That is where you get the clicks. That is where you get the clicks from. This will be found by a student eventually, and they will clip the femboy quote for right now out of context. It happens. It happens. I don't know if you spoke about it, but what do you mean the webtoon is canned? I'll explain that again as well. That's no problem. It is the bird's excretory and ew, but yes, probably. I don't know their physiology. As for subsets, because we're still expending lots and lots on the game. I didn't want to rely entirely on the community to fund the game because it was just too much, which is another reason why I started working full time, because it's like, okay, how much we did a fundraiser for 3,000, we ended up making 2,200, and that was gone so quickly, and it's like, okay, you can't just do another one, right? You need to actually like give them what they're donating for. So that's why I haven't been as out there in terms of like, okay, fundraise for this or fundraise for that. The option to buy an archetype into existence still exists, and to be honest, it exists even more strongly now than it did before, because we don't need to get assets done. We just need concepts for card art, and that way the artist can draw them and the abilities, and boom, the subset exists. So in reality, the cost to get a subset done, depending on how many cards would be in the subset, Lumiere's rates currently, I think it's going to be about 15 to 20, depending on detail, per card. 15 to 20 pounds per card is what I think he's currently working at, because we have changed our agreements. When I do a bulk order together, it's a lot cheaper. So if you waited, it would end up being a lot cheaper. But then that's sort of the metric that you go by. So if you wanted to get a Demon Waifu subset created for yourself, you could do that, right? But yeah, nice. Maybe one day you guys can make a webtoon either focus on people playing the game or about the lore, Yu-Gi-Oh style. I definitely plan to. I hope to anyway. Not harpies, but what about making harpies based on the Greco-Roman gods of the wind? I don't know what those are. Just designing it is only money basically, but then balancing, now that's mental cost. True. Right? Let me actually just look it up. Let me actually just look up Lumiere specific rates, because we've worked so much together. I'll just find out so it's not overdone. So, Lumiere will charge me... Where is it, bro? Oh, he's made his page so complicated. See, okay, full profile. This. Okay, so to get one done with full color and a background. Yeah, it's 20 pounds. So for full color and background, he charges 20 pounds per thing, right? So yeah, if anyone, so my thought process going forward is, if anyone wants a card designed, just because of exchange rates and everything going through, $20 to $25, and just give me the card art that, like, give me what you want the card to be based on, and we can put it in the batch for Lumiere to design the next time he does like a big batch of cards, right? So, Saul, important question: Raiden, Shogun, or Yae Miko? Who has a better design? Shogun. I mean, she's a deity. Raiden, Shogun, easy. That's my easy opinion, right? Not too much thought. That's just what I would say. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, now, do you follow any other independent TCG creators like Chaos Galaxy or Ninja Doodles or Shard TCG? I have never heard of any of those creators, although I'm sure they all do pretty good work. I feel like it's always interesting to see what other independent creators are doing though, so I'm actually going to write those down. Hydrate, that's a damn good idea. I should hydrate, although I'm going to be wrapping up relatively soon, right? My plan for these streams is 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That way I can get ready for school the next day. So I'm not going to school. I'm teaching the people at the school, but I have to prepare for that mentally, right? What was I checking my phone for? I picked my phone up for a reason. Right, I wanted to look up some of those YouTubers, because I always find it very interesting to see what other creators are doing. I feel like someone has recommended Ninja Doodles before. Ninja Doodles. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen this channel before. I have seen this channel before, right? I don't know what their TCG is about or what it's like, right? But, ooh, wait, is this theirs? Okay, no, that's Clash Royale. Okay, so yeah, they're also working on it. I think theirs handmade. They're hand making their TCG. That is insane and kudos. I couldn't. Is all hydrates too much? He may not have enough water when he runs out like last time. No, I'm okay. I'm okay on water though. I'm okay on water. Shard TCG. Yeah, no, so this is another one that I've never seen before. Kraken card revealed. Because I always wonder, because I know you're never the first person to decide to do something. It's just about the way you decide to do it. So it's just interesting to see what other creators do. The mostly homemade TCGs, or at least started out as homemade, fairs, right? I don't have the mental energy or stamina to attempt it. I don't think I could manage a homemade TCG. Although, why not use Tabletop Simulator for this? Would it not be easier to allow you to play with other people? Ooh. Oh, this guy's cards look cool. The Shard TCG cards look cool. The Shard TCG cards look cool as hell. Okay. That actually does look vibey. It does look vibey. Does your TCG already intend to contain dragons? Yes. We already have the Wyvern subset, which is all dragons. There's the Asylum Dragon, which exists in the Asylum subset. The Wyvern Dragon is the only dragon-specific card we have. A dragon-specific subset we have. Which one are you? Surely we've made the Asylum Dragon, no? It's not Blackjack, it's not Cerberus, it's not... Huh. Did we not make... Hey, yo, hold on. I could have sworn, hold on, no way. I could have sworn we made the Asylum Dragon already. Is he just not in the current build? I think he's just not, okay, he's just not in the current build, but we have made him. So this is the card art for some of the Asylum cards. This is it, yeah, this is the Asylum Dragon, right? He's not going to be in the original build of the game, he's future support, but his card art was done in the last batch because we needed to get as many cards in there as possible. So yeah, we have some dragons hanging out, chilling, doing the damn thing, right? And unfreeze that. Wyvern is best non-waifu subset? Fair, right? Fair. What about Leaf subset? Is that not dragons? Actually, yeah, Leaf subset is all dragons too, but I need to talk to Leaf because now that Leaf doesn't have to use, because we decided on 3D models for yours, but Leaf was never even able to decide on 3D models that they liked. So it's like, okay, if you can choose it for it to be anything, just get different art. And Storm, to be honest, if you want to do the same thing, you can as well. Just get different art to use for the monsters if you want to, or we can go with the ones that you decided on. That way we can actually get like a better flow going, right? I'm not biased at all. Fair. Does every archetype contain an end boss dragon, or am I getting that wrong? No, every archetype does. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. No, not. I almost had a realization because one of the main archetypes in the game, the Wandering subset, they also have a dragon as one of their end bosses. But no, it's not like that for everyone. In fact, most subsets have no dragons in sight. A giant serpent doesn't count as a dragon, right? No, it doesn't. Most subsets don't have dragons. But a lot of the main ones do. Is that fair to say? In fact, no, not even a lot of the main ones do. I'm just biased towards the one that do, and so that's what I'm showing you. Like, for example, my favorite card in the game, at least design-wise, its redesign was so sick. This guy, the Wandering Ryu. Like, the blue and gold for the design for the dragon, and then the Zodiac wheel behind it. Like, it from an aesthetic standpoint, it just hits. I feel like it's a stretch to say this is my absolute favorite, but it's one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is the Wandering Boss Guardian. I also obviously like the Wandering Ifrit. He's a Chad. The Wandering subset just has a lot of cool designs in it. It's just solidly designed, right? So, that's about it, honestly. That's about everything that I wanted to go over today, everything that I wanted to talk about today. I never answered Neoshock's question about the webtoon. Basically, I don't know if I discussed it with you specifically previously, but it's being converted from a webtoon to a web novel to save on costs, and then later we'll revisit it as a graphic novel. The panels that have already been created are going to be used as a story mode in the Summoners Nexus TCG, which is where most of the money is going right now. And to help recoup some of the costs that went into that, some of it is going to be paid story content, but obviously you're going to have your free story mode. That's the answer on that, right? Fusion archetype, when it's already been like, it's called combination summoning, not fusions, but we've already got archetypes for that planned out, but not for a while. They won't be coming out, right? So what's the schedule for the days you're going to stream? Which days YouTube and which days Twitch? Haven't fully decided. I know for a fact that I want, I feel like what makes the most sense anyway is Wednesdays, and basically 2 days a week are going to be on YouTube. I would like, right, just to try and keep development going, even if it's not the most like exciting thing in the world. 1 to 2 days will be devoted to this, and then 2 days, the other days of the week, devoted to Twitch. I just don't know 100%. All I know for certain is that 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. is when I'm going to be able to stream in the way that I've arranged my life. So either or, right? Maybe Monday and Wednesday. Because again, for example, like on a Tuesday, normally I'd be back. It depends on when I can work and when I can gym and all that kind of stuff, because I finish work on different times, I don't want to get into my work schedule, but basically, the long story short is the streams that happen on this channel will be based on when I finish school. So I'll let you know how that's going to work as the schedule continues to develop, because my students are preparing for exams, so they're having us stay after school to help them with, like, they call it intervention. It's like extra classes, like I had that today, and so that will affect things, but I'll let you know, right? But yeah, now having a Gargoyle's Wandering Ronin will be a mischance. It's based on the Zodiac Wheel. I can't really think of where a Ronin fits on the Zodiac Wheel, right? So are we actually playtesting? Yes. So intervention was, oh, you had intervention as well. So intervention is a whole thing, right? I only remember being kind of satisfied with what we landed on. In that case, come up with some designs. Just find things online that you like as images, hit me with them, right? Yeah, so, and Neoshock, to answer your question, yeah, so during these sessions, the main thing I want to do is playtest, which is why I know it's better for me to get a concrete day. I think it'll also help to talk to the people in the developer chat to know, like, okay, who's free to playtest on what day? I'm relatively confident that I will be in a headspace to playtest on today and Wednesdays, but it seems like, to put the two Nexus days back to back, because like that's it doesn't really give you time to like ruminate with the idea, so I'd rather spread it out. But then I have gym sessions on Thursdays, so I don't know, I'll figure it out. But basically, whatever day it ends up being, it's 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. right? And we'll go from there. I mean, I had interventions to end up with predicted grades, so it was a bit like, yeah, that's what we do. It's like, okay, this is what the student's target grade is, and we do intervention to get them to that grade. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's 8:10, supposed to round up at 8. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for making the comeback stream a fun one. I appreciated hanging out with you guys. Thank you, Storm Raven, for the donos, for the gifted subs. Appreciate you, bro. And yeah, it's gonna be a whole vibe. So, videos about the game over here, streams about the game over here, regular fun gameplay streams over on Twitch. If you're in the Discord, there should be notifications for both on, so yeah. Thank you guys, take care. Your dedication to making your own card game is amazing. It's hard to see anyone take the initiative to start. It must be very expensive. It is, but hopefully one day it pays off. Thank you very much. Much love to you guys. Stay blessed. I'll see you guys soon.